What is going on, Rangers fans? I am Randy, and we are back for week number 5 of the GBA D-League, in which we're taking on 6-foot Hacks Leo, coach of the Durham Druddigons. And I just want to say, man, I was hyped about this matchup. We had to wait extra long to do this match because Leo decided to take a vacation. Obviously, I hope he had a great vacation with his family. Hope he went well. I actually went on a little mini vacation myself for a weekend, so we couldn't battle that weekend either. But we are finally here to take on the man in which we fell in the finals last season in Season 3. I've been wanting this match since the moment I lost that match, dude. We faced it in another league before, after the GBA finals. I don't really like to talk about it because, I mean, it's not like a real league. We had like a bunch of meme teams, and it wasn't really like a real fight. You know, it wasn't like something we were anticipating. But here, man, like I want Leo so bad. I want to take him down, man. He's 4-0 right now. Obviously, he's undefeated. Got a broken team, man. His team is nuts. But I feel like with the prep that I've done so far and the way I'm going to play today, I do feel like I have a pretty good chance against him today. I'm going to play very aggressive. I'm going to try to, at least. Right now I'm saying I'm going to battle here in about maybe 30 minutes. But I want this match, man. I really do. Leo, oh, man, we talk so much crap. We go back and forth. Obviously, none of it's personal. I'll never bring up anything personal, outside, within the circle. Nothing outside of the circle between me and him. So, obviously, all of the crap talking we do, we keep it between us two. So, it's all in good fun. And I hope I can take him down because, honestly, man, Leo, he's overrated if you ask me, man. Leo, the team is helping him with this run right now. So, he's getting rewarded with rolls. He's getting rewarded with hacks, I bet, and I'm gonna hopefully punish him today for that. I hope the hacks is on my side. Not that I need the hacks, but I want to make sure I take him down. But like I said, man, I hope it's a good match, and I hope y'all look forward to it because I know it's gonna be a good one for sure, no matter what the outcome is. But ultimately, we're here to win because we cannot afford to go 2-3 right now. We need to go 3-2, knock Leo off, give him a loss, keep him rattled. Hopefully, he falls down a little bit. Not that it probably will happen. But like I said, I want him, man. I want to take him down. I've been waiting for this since the finals of last season. Excuse me. But let's go ahead and go over his team. And, of course, last week we did pick up a victory against OP Jellison. So, of course, good game to him. And, of course, yeah, just wanted to give that out there. But Leo's team consists of the Magearna, Nidoqueen, Mega Medicham, and Fernape, which is one of his Z Crystal users. Zygarde 10%, Whimsicott, which is actually his new transaction, which is, I believe, eligible for this week. Zoroark, Cresselia, Miltank, Alamamala, and then, of course, Rotom Frost, which is other Z Crystal users. So, obviously, man, Magearna, number 1 overall. I mean, what can you say? He's got no Z Crystal. So, that makes it a bit easier to deal with, but that is by no means make it not a threat, man. Magearna can sweep my entire draft for sure, even though I have the one mon I can wall it outright, and that's Rotom Heat. And honestly, when I picked it, man, I picked it because I know I had to face Leo at some point in the season, maybe twice, I don't know. So Rotom Heat obviously is the only mon that can realistically deal with it, unless he decides to run a physical set or like Hyper Beam or something. But even then, he needs to be a +2 to be able to kill Rotom. But I mean, Leo's not gonna run Hyper Beam. That's a waste. And it's risky and it's stupid. So it's more of a threat than that, and a sweeper. It could be a fat wall. Heal Bell is something I anticipate. I anticipate like a support set, like Volt Switch to get in his Zygarde and Infernape, which do a lot of damage to me. Maybe Heal Bell, Volt Switch, maybe Flash Cannon for my Mamoswine, and then perhaps Flare Cannon or Thunderbolt or whatever the case. I don't know what it could be. I'm not sure. But obviously, we prepared for most variations of the Magearna, and we should be fine with that. Medicham, of course, I don't have a switch in regardless of what I bring. I mean, Uxie's a switch in, but we're not bringing Uxie this week, so we're going to be a little bit aggressive with our build, and I'll go over that in a second. Infernape is a pain. I don't have a great answer to that thing, but with my team, I feel like if I keep pressure up, I should be fine. Zygarde, of course, Bandit, 1,000 Arrows is annoying, but Shaman, he probably will expect a fat defensive Shaman. I do expect Zygarde to come for sure. My front office was kind of saying maybe no to that, but I think it's going to come 100% because it can deal with Rotom Heat, it can deal with Celesteela, it can deal with Latios. So I don't see why it wouldn't ever come in this matchup. So I do expect that Zygarde to be annoying. Hopefully it's Banded. That way it's a bit easier to deal with, but I'm not even sure what it could be. Obviously it's Leo. We're not sure what he can run. Whimsicott is an annoyance. It's his fastest mon in his squad. I believe it ties with Zygarde, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a threat. It's got Tailwind and status moves and Encore and stuff like that. But besides that, it's not really that big of a threat to me. I don't think it's going to come. So I don't think it's going to be much of a factor. Zoroark I don't expect to come either. I don't have a real good dark resist in general, but I feel like his fat will probably do him better here, given that I don't do well against fat, but with my team I brought, I think it's going to change. Cresselia, obviously Cresselia, Miltank, Alamamala are the fat, the juice, Nidoqueen included. Those 4 are going to be the glue that I expect. I expect 2 out of the 4 to come. Honestly, I could see 3 out of the 4 coming, but I don't know if Leo wants to play like that. I just don't know if he wants to. I honestly couldn't tell you which one would come, Cresselia, Miltank, Alamamala, or Queen. I do expect Queen to come for rocks, for sure. I expect Crest more than Alamamala to deal with Lopunny. But Alamamala could deal with Lopunny just as well with the Rocky Helmet and Regenerator. So honestly, I couldn't tell you what he's going to bring. I couldn't say. Miltank, the only reason why I would expect Miltank is to deal with the Sub-Seed Shaman because of Sap Zipper. But other than that, I mean, it's kind of risky seeing to have Lopunny, and I guess maybe even Barbarical will take advantage of it if I had to. But he has a priority on Infernape, so not that it would be a problem anyway. And then finally, Rotom Frost, which is, kind of an X factor, I guess. I guess it could show up as like a Scarf annoying line or something. Maybe to have Trick for something like, I guess, Jellicent or something, or Uxie. But, I mean, I don't know. Rotom Frost is kind of iffy. I don't think Rotom Frost is going to come. But, honestly, I'm not really worried about the mods, man. I'm worried about how I play because I can't play stupid. I can't play stupidly safe. I got to play a little aggressive. I got to risk some win cons. But I don't know if I'm actually going to do it in the game. I got to play smart. Because I want to beat Leo so badly, man. Like, I don't even care if I lose. I don't even care if I don't make playoffs, man. As long as I beat Leo in the regular season, I can hold that against him for the rest of the season. I can talk so much crap. But I got to take it one play at a time, and hopefully it works out. So, the team that we ended up going with is the Celesteela, Mamoswine, Rotom Heat, Mega Lopunny, Latios, and the Shaman. So I know off the bat this probably seems like not a great build, given what I've talked about. With this build here, I don't have a real switch into Infernape. I don't have a switch into Medicham. I arguably don't have a switch into Magearna either. Rotom Heat's fine though. But it's mostly like an offensive. It's more of like a bulkier offensive build. Shaman and Latios have recovery. Rotom Heat is just kind of like a pivot, I suppose. Mamoswine's running a bit of a cool set. I like the set. Hopefully it works out. Ignore the Z on Celesteela. We're not running a Z on Celesteela. We're running leftovers. But I felt that these 6 were fine. In general, Life Orb Shaman, he doesn't have a switch into that at all. He just doesn't have it. Even if AV Magearna is his play, Seed Flare into Earth Power. If I drop a Spadef twice, then that could definitely be annoying for him, depending on what it's at as well. Mamoswine is actually pretty good here too. He's got Crest and Alamamala, but I'm running Toxic on it because it could easily. I mean, those 2 won't be able to stop status. They can't heal themselves from status. Only Magearna can come in and heal Bell, and so can Miltank. But Miltank isn't really that annoying. I just don't think it's annoying. Celesteela will probably always be my switch into that thing, given the set that I have too. Celesteela's set is pretty cool too. I'll go over that when we go into the showdown build, but I like Celesteela's set. Lopunny's running Fake Out, Encore, Dual Stab. High Jump Kick is the play here, given that I need as much power as I can for the Alamamala. Now, before I actually built with the front office, I thought about some sort of like weird set. I don't want to go over what the set is. It's not Cosmic Power, but it's like a weird set. I think it could have maybe possibly worked depending on what he brought, but with Crest, it probably didn't make much sense, and it wasn't doing that much anyway in comparison to what I was going to run. Now, I won't go over it in case I do end up bringing it against him at some point, if we ever even face again this season. And then, of course, Latios, a mixed attacker with Roost. So, I mean, I'm not really sure about the Latios spread and set, how it's going to work out. But ultimately, it actually has a pretty good matchup if he doesn't bring his Zoroark or his, it depends on what he brings, ultimately. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the team builder here, because I know you guys are really curious to what I brought, in which this is going to be the squad that actually beats Leo too, just throwing it out there. But leading the way, we got ABP, the Mega Lopunny. This is why these names will actually be in the Wi-Fi battle, so giving some shout-outs to my front office guys and former front office guy, just because, that's it. That is what it is. The guys that I did leave out though, they'll be on next week. So I'm not trying to leave people out. I appreciate everybody who's in the office helped me build, even those who have taken sort of a break. I do appreciate them coming along. Anyways, So we got Fake Out, Encore, High Jump Kick, and Return. Encore is there, of course, to check the fat stuff like Miltank, Cresselia, Alamamala in case they want to lock themselves into some status moves. Although locking them into Wish isn't really a good thing because they can just switch out anyway. But Alamamala and Cress are the two answers to this thing. So if I'm able to get in on those things in Encore, if he lets me at least, then he doesn't have a switch in anyways. So that's a good thing about having Encore. I can lock those things down because those two are the main answers to this Mega Lop. Or even a Fizdef Magearna with Shuka maybe for Mamoswine. Maybe that could be the case too. I'm not sure. But yeah, we are creeping. We're actually doing some aggressive speed creeping here. This is done by a youngster Bill, who actually still was in front office. Him and Aaron Barden are not gone. I didn't fire them. It was just a joke. They're still in the office. But I believe this speed creeps a Zygarde creeping Latios. So this is kind of risky stuff, man. Like I'm not comfortable with these kind of speed creeps. But ultimately, if it works out, it works out. I probably don't like aggressive speed creeping because the extra bulk that I do get anyways isn't very helpful, I feel like. But if it ends up being helpful or whatever, then I won't argue. But I'm just not a fan of aggressive speed creeping, as you guys would think. Usually I always outrun or EV for like max speed mons. So Adamant was still the play. We can still run Adamant, but we could have ran like 236 speed, I believe, to outrun Jolly max speed Zygarde. But I don't know. Bill felt that it was fine, and Leo's probably going to build that way anyway, so hopefully it works out. Next up, we have Tom Z. Thank you, Tom. We have the Fat Mamoswine, which I do love this set. I actually came up with this spread myself. It's nothing special. It's just what I came up with. So, given this team, Mamoswine does a lot, for sure. But the Mons, Cresselia, Alamamala, those are the main two at least, and even Miltank, they don't care about how much investment I have. I can't touch Cress anyways, unless I flinch down. I can't touch Alamamala, because he's got Wish and stuff like that. So I figured having Toxic was fine, and not running max investment was necessary. I only need 92 attack EVs Adamant to 2-hit a max defense Nidoqueen with Shuka. So if it's max defense Nidoqueen with Shuka, I can guarantee 2-shot it, even if I proc the berry the first hit. Because the first hit does like 36% or like 40%, and then the next hit will kill it. So that's the cool thing about that. Ice Shard's always going to pick off that Zygarde unless he's running Gachi. And of course Stealth Rock is there because I want Stealth Rock. His only form of removal is, I believe, the Rotom Frost. I think Whimsicott is defog as well. I'm not too sure. But I believe Rotom Frost is actually the only way to remove hazards. Although that does benefit him because he actually has, I believe he has spikes on his squad. So that's probably not a good thing. He can probably stack me. But if I get at least some rocks up and keep some pressure on him, I could have a chance. But ultimately, the max Spadef, almost near max Spadef, is there to help me out to take a hit from Magearna. Because I'm not sure what kind of set Magearna is going to have. If it ends up being like a Bolt Beam, Shift Gear, Calm Mindset, that actually cannot touch my Mamoswine, which is pretty dope. So I don't have to worry about him being Bolt Beam because I can't touch Mamo. So I'm not really worried about that. I also can't touch Rotom as well. So I don't think that set's going to come. A Shift Gear with like 3 attacks can come with Flash Cannon, but that still doesn't touch Rotom. So I'm not worried about any sort of setup Magearna. I do believe it's going to be a fatter Magearna with a berry or a helmet or even a balloon. Balloons is what we considered as well. So that's my thoughts on the bulky Mamoswine. We don't need max attack because I can't touch some of his fat anyway. And I'm not really losing it on much because Earthquake is the most spammable move. And then the mons that do appreciate Earthquake, Toxic and Ice Shard will be able to handle those for sure. Next up, we have Youngster Bill, running the Fat Rotom Heat. Got the even HP, therefore I can take 3 turns of rocks, assuming I take no damage, and the berry will proc. Just want that even HP, that way I get down to 25% flat, I can proc the berry. Toxic Defog, Volt Switch Overheat. Not a big fan of the not being too offensive. We did consider like a more offensive variant, but we just needed to be sure we had an answer to Magearna in case he was set up. Because if he was set up like with like a Soul Heart boost or 2, he could definitely break through Rotom Heat, potentially. I wanted to squeeze in Pain Split here, but I just needed Defog in case hazards get out of control. Toxic, of course, is there to spam status along as Fat Mons. Although Miltank, once again, can pretty much wall my status stuff. But I do have my Celesteela, my Latios, and my Lopunny to deal with the Miltank. So I'm not really too worried about that. The speed, of course, is actually the same speed tier as Mamoswine, enough to outrun a timid max speed Magearna. It can outspeed a modest max speed Nidoqueen, but I don't expect him to run max speed Nidoqueen, modest or timid. So that's why I feel safe running this amount of speed here to have some more bulk on these two, because I feel like these two are going to be pretty important to the game. And yeah, nothing else to say about Rotom Heat. He doesn't have the great fire resist on his squads. On his squad, obviously Alamamula can come in and then Volt Switch. Can come in and take the overheat, and then I can't do much back to it. But Alamamula, like I said, I got Toxic for, and I should be fine. Like I said, it should be fine. I think this set will be okay, even though I don't feel good about it. Next, you got Papa. We got the Shaman, Max Speed, Shaman, Seed Flare, Earth Power, Toxic, and Rest. Now, of course, this is the set I was talking about in the builder, or just a few moments ago. He doesn't have a great one Mon switch into this beast. Miltank is probably his number one switch in, if I had to guess. If I just had to guess, because it can have Tap Zipper and just soak up my hits. But I got Toxic for that. I got Rest, therefore I can survive and get my HP max up to full and then switch out. Which is the only bad thing about Rest. I have to switch out for sure, which is something he could definitely take advantage of. But I just like Rest because I can get up to full, and I feel like if I'm able to get up to full like a late game and he can't break through this thing, then it'll be very, very clutch for me. I just feel like Synthesis is probably the better play. Don't be surprised if you see me run Synthesis in the game, because Rest could be a little bit annoying, but I'm gonna give Rest a shot, man. I've been wanting to get it to work, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with Rest here. And of course, in case you guys are kind of tripping, Natural Cure does cure me on my status when I switch out, so that's why I'm running Rest, just in case any of you guys were tripping. I did really want to run Worry Seed, because Worry Seed can get rid of abilities, but it's a grass move, so Miltank would soak it anyways, so that's why we ended up going with Toxic. Because Toxic, of course, like I said, with Rotom Heat and Mamoswine, they can status the Mons that appreciate the Mon that's in front of them, so as long as he doesn't have a lot of Heal Bell control, I should be fine. It should be okay. And although I haven't calced Magearna an AV tanking -1 Earth Power with an AV, I haven't calced that yet for sure. But I'll definitely, or -2 I should say, I haven't calced that yet. So I'll definitely calc that before I go into the game and import all the sets. So don't worry, Aster, I'm going to calc for you. Don't get on my ass. So yeah. Next, we have Jacob, the Latios, got the wink face because, Leo loves, Leo's got to, he's going to appreciate that. Anyways, we have mixed Latios, Draco, Earthquake, and Psychic. Latios actually isn't too bad here, I'm running Naive because I want to be able to take a hit from Infernape if necessary, in case he's a Scarf variant. I want to be able to come in on a close combat or a Flare Blitz and, be able to roost up or maybe spam a Psychic or a Draco or what have you. This Earthquake can 2-hit KO a max HP Magearna. Not max defense though, or like a someone invested, but it can 2-hit a max defense Magearna. And max special attack investment is nice because Psychic can actually 2-hit an Alamamula if it's not max Spadef Calm max HP. I don't see why he would run at max HP Alamamula anyways. I think he should probably just spread it out between defenses completely because Alamamula has base 165 HP. So I don't see why he would need to run max HP. It would help, but it's not going to help nearly as much as investing it into both defenses. So Psychic can't 2-hit Alamamula pretty much guaranteed unless he's max Spadef. But then again, I don't see why he would ever run a full physically or a full specially defensive Alamamula. AV is a set I could probably consider, but AV Alamamula is just pure trash because it can't beat Lopunny. At least I don't think so. It also can't beat Rotom Heat. It's got Mirror Coat with Shaman as well, but I just don't see that coming. It's just Celesteela fodder in my opinion, so I don't see that set coming. Roost is there, like I said, to recover on a Mon. I know it's Scarf or something that can't touch me, so hopefully that works out. And finally, we have I Hate You, Celesteela, running Lead Sheet, Protect, Air Slash, and Metal Sound. This is the tech right here. Metal Sound allows me to beat the Miltank, beat the Cresselia, beat the Alamamula, pretty much guaranteed. Not necessarily Crest, because even a -6 Crest with like a max Spadef Crest, Air Slash barely 2 hits. But I'll take that chance any day. The only problem with this is Alamamula does indeed outrun me, but Alamamula can't do much back to me. There is one thing I think it can do back to me, but I actually haven't even looked and see if it has the move that can hit me with. I'm actually going to double check it now so I don't screw it up here. But yeah, Metal sounds pretty cool. Youngster Build came up with it. It's a little whack. It's a little bit heat. I think Substitute is probably the better play, but I think it can work out, man. I do want to see if it can work because it's pretty heat, man. It is pretty damn heat. And let me go ahead and just check if Alamamula can do something. So yeah, Alamamula actually can beat Celesteela 1v1, but I won't ever let it happen because it has a move called Soak, and he can soak me and toxic me But if he soaks me, I'm not gonna stay in. I'm not gonna let him toxic me. So that's the only way Alamamala can beat Celesteela, if you run Soak Toxic. But if he's running Soak Toxic, he probably can't afford Protect, and he probably wants to have Wish. So not that he would need a Water move. I mean, he would probably just be fine running Toxic. But knowing that he could have Soak, I'll definitely play safe. But I mean, I won't let him Toxic me. So that's pretty easy, I feel like. But if it ever is a 1v1 situation, he probably can beat me. I'm not even sure how I'd even play it. I'm not sure if I should Leech Seed first or Metal Sound. But I definitely got to play smart around that. That's where I substitute probably could have been a better play here. But Metal Sound's a little fun because Metal Sound actually forces out stuff. So hopefully that does work out. I'm probably going to get roasted on this, but I'm going to play smart, man. I'm going to play really good with this Metal Sound tech here. And hopefully Celesteela can pick up some good kills because Celesteela hasn't really done much this season besides just being annoying. And that is the team, guys. This is the squad that will indeed knock off Leo, your beloved Jardigans, but your Rangers are going to knock him down. We're going to knock him down, and we're going to laugh. We're going to rub it in his face because we're going to take this win, and we're going to rub it in his face. Obviously, if we lose this game, we take losses like men, as the great Miguel would say. We take our losses like men. I'm humble in victory or defeat, but this is the one occasion in which I feel like I could have an exception because Leo and I have been going back and forth. So if you see me go off a little bit when I win, don't be surprised. Don't be mad. As a matter of fact, be mad. Go ahead and drop a dislike in the battle. If you feel offended with my trash talk, go ahead, drop it. Because I don't care. I want this dub. I'm taking Leo down right here. This is good. This is it. Leo is going to be 4-1 come Sunday. You better believe it. I'll catch y'all in the battle. Go Rangers!